Hey guys, so today in this video, I'm going to be showing you a full breakdown of how you can build AI voice agents inside of Synthflow for roofing businesses, HVAC businesses, plumbing businesses, and solar businesses. So I'll be giving you 3 prompts as well. That's in the first or second link in the description. And also, if you would like me personally to build these out for you, just book a call me below. I can see how I can help. But I hope you get value from this video and make sure to watch it all the way through. Yes, guys, back with another video. So today, I'm going to be showing you how you can build an AI agent or AI caller for a roofing business, so either your roofing business or your client's roofing business. So to start off with, I'm going to be showing this on Synthflow. And I think Synthflow, whether you're a beginner or intermediate, I think personally it's the best AI voice caller out there. And you might disagree, that's okay. But I'll be showing you how to do it on Synthflow. So first I'll be showing you all of these here. Then obviously I'll be going into creating the agent and then testing the agent, and I'll also be giving you a free prompt, which is in the link in the description. So start off with, this is where you build your agents. Obviously you come to create agent. I'm not just going to do that right now. Here we have knowledge base, and the knowledge base consists of, like your information around your business. So it'll be your name, what you sell, just stuff like, obviously, like just normal information like that. But prompt I'm going to give you, it should be good enough, and you shouldn't need a knowledge base. So we also have actions. So what actions do? So let's say you wanted to book the appointment over the phone, and you can only do this if you have a Cal.com account and a Go High Level account. So if you let's say you have a Go High Level account and it's quite popular, you just obviously connect it, which is really easy to do. And then you'll choose your calendar, and let's say someone wanted to book a time over the phone, let's say 3 p.m. for your roof, like obviously whatever roofing problem they have, and then book it into your calendar for that time. Only if you have availability for that time. If it doesn't, obviously recognise that and then give it another time. But I'm doing for today. Let's say you don't have any of them. You can literally come down to send an SMS. You come to create, and you want to send your booking link through here. And under what condition it is, if the user, you have to say the user. If the user says they want to book an appointment, and then you'd put the SMS content in there. So thank you for, please fill out this quick form and choose a time that works best for you, or whatever your process is, and then obviously paste a booking link into there. You also have a call transfer, so you could transfer. Let's say someone wanted to speak directly to you, you could put your number there, but obviously validate it, and then the AI would transfer that call to you. And you also have an information extractor. Let's say you need to get people's emails, people's first names, last names, whether or not they booked the appointment, information around the appointment. If you were to send that then to a webhook, you'd come to information, obviously information extractor, press create, and stuff like last name, first name. Obviously use email. You're going to use open question, and this is going to let the AI find that answer, and then you obviously give that examples. Yes or no questions are good or no. I don't really use single choice questions. So we also have workflows. I'm not going to be going over workflows, but let's say you wanted to create a webhook in here, or let's say you don't have a CRM and you have a Google Sheets maybe. You could collect clients' information through there. Let's say on like through their email, with their first name, with their phone number, or whatever, and then get that information and maybe put it into a Google Sheets. I don't know. That's just an example. We also have contacts here as well. So let's say you do have a Go High Level account, and you can import your leads or your contacts from Go High Level, and literally have the AI call these leads. Or let's say you don't have a Go High Level account. Let's say you keep your leads in there. Let's say a Google Sheets. You could download that Google Sheets as a CSV, and then just import it into here. Next, we have phone numbers, and you could either buy a phone number from here, but they're only US numbers, Canadian numbers, and Australian numbers. They're really cheap though. They're only like $2 a month, from $1.50 a month. But let's say you're not in the US, whatever. You're in the UK maybe. You come down to integrations, and you're going to want to get an app called Twilio. And here you could get SMS capable numbers or voice capable numbers from whatever country, really cheap again. And then just connect your Twilio account here. So I think it'll be in your Twilio account dashboard. You put in your account SID and your auth token as well, and then you'll just easily just connect it like that. So going down to the agents now. I will give you a prompt just in a second. I'm just going to go through these. We want to come to configure, and I've already set up the voice crack there. I've already set up the settings for it. So the agent name doesn't matter. You could have this as maybe like roofing agent or something like that. And roofing agent. It doesn't matter if you upload a photo. You want to keep it version 2.0. You're going to want to have GPT 4.0, well, 4.0. This is just recommended. It's the best one definitely to use. Obviously, your time zone. I'm in obviously the Europe London time zone. You're going to want to have filler words like and. This is going to make the AI sound as if it's a real person, basically. You want to come over to voice, and you can just play the voices here. So let's play Jessica's voice and see what it sounds like. It may take a second, but I don't know if you guys can actually hear that, but you could just come into the other voices here. You might not like Jessica's voice. You might like Callum's voice. Yeah, but you can just go through there and look at through them voices. And let's say you don't like any of them voices, you can get 11 Labs. And if you don't know what 11 Labs is, it's basically like a voice AI, a voice AI, like it says here. And you could prompt. I was working with an agency in Norway, and they needed, you know, a voice that's with a Norwegian accent. So I'd have to go into 11 Labs. I don't have any Norwegian accents in Synthflow, so you'd have to go into 11 Labs, prompt a voice, which is a Norwegian or whatever voice, or you could look through the voices in 11 Labs and just connect that into here with an API key. So yeah, let's come back to the agent now and configure voice. Patience level, you're going to want to keep at 1 second. This is going to make the AI respond a lot quicker. A lot of these settings here you can just literally keep the exact same, apart from with the latency. So obviously, as I said, I'm going to be giving you a prompt in a second, but if you have the latency lower, then it's gonna, it may affect accuracy. Well, if you have it high, it's going to affect accuracy, but if you have it 0, then it's going to be more accurate. So it's going to be more accurate to the prompt that you give. So let's say you don't exactly use my prompt, or you could use my prompt, but you change stuff about it, and you have a certain SOP that you need to follow, then you're going to want to keep it a lot lower, because if it's a lot higher, it can speak a lot quicker and it can reply a lot quicker, but it might not be as accurate to the initial prompt that you give it. So in core configuration, you want to max the idle duration 15 seconds, because obviously you're paying for minutes on this, so you don't want someone to just be on the phone for ages and they might not be speaking, or you never know what might happen. So after 15 seconds, it will end the call. Idle reminders, you want to keep that between 4 and 6 seconds. So let's say someone hasn't spoken on the phone after 6 seconds, the AI is going to remind it, like, oh, are you still there, or just something like that. And the pause before speaking, keep that at 0 to 1 seconds. Ring duration, I'd say between 4 and 6 seconds. You're going to want to seem like a human. We want this agent to seem like a human. It doesn't pick up instantly when someone calls it. And this is completely up to you. The call duration. I don't know how long the average you guys have. You can keep this at maybe 10 minutes, maybe like 20 minutes. Like I said, obviously you're paying for like minutes. Well, and you're gonna want to keep transcripts on as well. So let's say you're setting this up for a client, or even for your business. You can put my prompts in, and maybe there's stuff about my prompt that you guys don't like. So you're gonna need to test it with like people on the phone or even yourself, and you can go over them transcripts and just see what went wrong with the AI and how you guys can make that better. So yeah, coming into the actual actions now, and that SMS action is actually after the call, and all you need to do is go to add action, send SMS, bang. It will just already place it in there. Just easy as that. Deployment, you're going to want to obviously connect your phone number in there, and then you could come down to calls. That's obviously where the calls are, making finding transcripts. But now I'm actually going to, go over and test this agent in a second, because obviously I need to show you the prompts. And like I said, it's in the link in the description. It should be either the top or the second link. But all you're going to need to do is input your company name, like the services you guys offer, just stuff around that. So because I want to help you guys as much as possible and just get these agents set up for you. I've also got it, to handle objections, and it's sales trained as well. So let's say here it's got I'm getting other quotes. That's a good approach. Basically, it's just going to try and get the person on the phone to book an appointment with you. So I'll test that now. So as you can see, the agent is now calling me.
Hey, you've called to Roof Guard Solutions. How may I assist you today?
Oh, hey, I was just wondering what services you guys might offer.
Hey there. We offer a range of services like leak repairs, full roof replacements, storm damage repair, gutter and fascia installation, and even free annual roof inspections. Anything specific you're curious about?
Yeah, so I actually have a leak, and could you tell me how much that might be?
Sure thing. Leak repairs typically range from 150 to 350 pounds, depending on the extent of the damage. Would you like to schedule a free inspection to get a more accurate estimate?
Yeah. Before I do that, though, how come it's that expensive?
I get it. It might seem a bit pricey, but fixing leaks involves identifying the source, repairing any damage, and ensuring everything's watertight to prevent future issues. It's all about protecting your home in the long run. How about we set up that free inspection to see exactly what's needed?
Yeah, to be fair, that does sound good because I've actually had people in the past, try and fix my roof for the exact same problem. So how do I know you guys are going to do it all correct?
I totally understand your concern. We pride ourselves on quality and reliability. Our team is experienced, and we use top-notch materials to ensure lasting repairs. Plus, our free inspection will give you a detailed report before any work begins, so you'll know exactly what needs to be done. How about we book that inspection for peace of mind?
Yeah. Can we book that appointment?
Great. I'll send you a text with the details to finalize the appointment. Keep an eye out for it.
All right, thank you. Bye. And obviously, because the action is it sends the SMS after, I will then get the SMS come through on my phone now. So that's it for today. I hope you guys got a lot of value from this video. If you all want this personalized for your roofing business or whatever business you're in, then just book a call with me below. But I hope you got value from this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm going to be showing you how you can build an AI voice agent in Synthflow for a HVAC business. So this could be either for your business or one of your clients' business. It doesn't matter. I'm going to be going through these on the side here, what they do. I'll just say if you're a beginner, and I'm also going to be giving you a free prompt as well, so you can prompt your agent or your client's agent or whatever. So Synthflow, if you don't know what Synthflow is, it's an AI voice caller. I think it's the best AI voice caller. If you don't agree, that's fine. Well, yeah, Synthflow offers I think 4 or 5 different plans, and the cheapest one is I literally just use it to build out demos for you guys, and it's only 50 minutes. But let's say you have a couple of clients, you probably want to buy. I believe it's like their pro demo. It's like $400 a month, but you get 2,000 minutes and loads of other stuff. But anyway, so to start off with, so here's where you actually build out your agents. Obviously, in the agent section, you just come to create agent, which I'm going to be doing in a second, but I'm just going to go through all of this here. So a knowledge base. So let's say you have some information around your business. So here there's an example. Use that as how many properties you have in your city. Someone might ask, what I don't know. Let's say for a HVAC business, they might ask a question around one of your services that you offer. You'd obviously put that in here as well, but don't worry about that because I don't think you'll need a knowledge base because the prompt I'm going to be giving you, you can just input your services in there. It's already got the whole framework. You just need to input like your services or like your company name and just little stuff like that. We also have actions here. And let's say you want to book the appointment over the phone and using this AI agent. So you want the AI to directly book it into your calendar. You're going to come over to create, and this is in actions. Come to create. And either if you use cal.com or Go High Level, these are the only one that are integrated with Synthflow. You would obviously, I don't use cal.com, I would use Go High Level or Calendly. And you'd obviously input your API key here. But with Go High Level, I think you literally just sign in, and then you'd just choose a calendar here, and you press next. And what that would do is when the AI detects someone actually wants to book a call, it will look into your calendar of your availability. So let's say your availability is 10 till 6. Let's say someone wants to book the appointment for 9 a.m. It will say, oh, we don't have any appointments for this time. Would you like to schedule for this time, for example, and just stuff like that. You have call transfer. Let's say someone might directly ask for you if you're the owner, or you can, whoever's the manager or whatever, you could put who we come to create, and then you put your number in here, and then you'll just validate it. And also got an information extractor. So let's say you wanted your AI to qualify leads. One of your qualifying questions were how much do you earn, or something like that. You have that either on a open-ended question, and the AI find the answers, and then you can maybe connect that to a webhook and get the information back from that. And you got other simple ones like first name, last name, user email, appointment information. Now, when it comes to stuff like real-time booking, if you book it into your Go High Level calendar, you will have to connect it to a webhook, because it doesn't actually say the actual location of the appointment. So, and what I mean by that is location of like the address. So you'd have to go into Go High Level, make an automation. So I think it'd be add like appointment status, something like that. But that's for another day. So to make it easier, I'd say just use the send SMS action. And what you can do with this, you just come to create, and let's say you have a booking form where someone can book in a time, and then obviously it creates the appointment. Let's say it just sends this instead, and this happens under the condition when the user says, you want to say the user all the time. It says they want to book an appointment, and whatever SMS content, you can literally just copy this and then have your booking link there. So we've got custom actions. Well, I'm not going to go too much over custom actions and workflows. We've also got contacts. So let's say you do have Go High Level, you can import your leads from here. Or let's say you keep your leads in a Google Sheet or an Airtable or whatever. Download that as a CSV, and then you can import all your contacts into here. And you could maybe create a caller that can call these leads. Well, this is mainly just going to be for inbound today. And we also got phone numbers. So the phone numbers that Synthflow offers are Canadian numbers, Australian numbers, but I don't believe they're SMS capable, and US numbers, which are SMS capable that I have here. It's voice capable, it's SMS capable. And let's say you wanted to have a SMS capable number, or like, let's say you're in the UK, and like, I'm in the UK, and I would need maybe a number here, but I normally work with US companies, but whatever. But yeah, you'll come to Twilio, maybe buy a number in there, and then literally just connect it to it'll be in your account dashboard, your account ID, and your auth token. But now let's actually get in to building this agent. So you want to come to create agent, and I've already got it built here, and come to configure. So I'm going to be showing you the best settings that you need to have. And let's come to agent name. Agent name doesn't really matter, but I'm just going to name it HVAC agent. And you want to have version 2.0, and the AI model, just keep that GPT 4.0, 4.0, because that's recommended. And the time zone, whatever time zone you're in, obviously I'm in the Europe London time zone, so I'm going to use that. And you could say, we could use the filler words here, so like and this is going to make the AI sound a lot more human-like. And these filter words, I've got mine in here because when you're prompting these agents, you can have like hashtags, and that's going to show that is an instruction. But I'm not going to go too much into that because I've already got a prompt here for you. But and then we come over to voice, and let's say we can just test out some of the voices here. Let's say we use maybe Sarah. Let's see how Sarah sounds. Sarah doesn't sound bad, so we'll use her voice, and I'll just wait for that to load. And you want to keep the patience level low, like 1 second, like only at 1 second. I've tried it on 3 seconds, and the AI just takes too long to respond. It would take 3 seconds or more to respond. You want the AI responding within 1 or 2 seconds, because say something, people's attention span now. I think I saw a study. It was like, I think it was like 9 seconds. People's attention spans are, and that was like 2 or 3 years ago. So it's definitely gone down to maybe 5 or 6 now. So, well, yeah, if the AI is, not speaking on the call, they're already gonna, I suspect that you're an AI, and whatever, and it's just slow, and you know what I mean. So stability, I normally just keep this at 0.5. All of this is it, like 0. Similarity, keep that at 0.75. You could even maybe tone that down a little bit. But latency, this is important. So let's say your prompt has specific instructions in it. You want to keep the latency at 0, because this will then follow the prompts to a T. and it will have maybe it might be a little bit slower, but it's going to definitely get your prompts right. And if you had it all, let's say if you had a bit higher at 3 or 4, it's going to respond quick, but it might get your prompts in wrong. So depending on if you have scheduled SOPs like you're going to need to use, and I'd say keep this like very low. But let's say if you want to keep it open ended, you can maybe, and when you just want it to be quick, and keep it around about 3 or 4. Then the only last thing that we have is call configuration, and I normally just keep these like this is standard. But max idle duration, you want to keep it around about 15 seconds, because you're going to obviously be paying for minutes. And if someone's on the call and they're not speaking, then you're not going to want to waste like time, basically. So you're going to want that to just hang up after 15 seconds. An idle reminder, so I'll keep this between like 4 and 6 seconds. Like I said, you're obviously paying for minutes. So you're going to want to let the AI say to the person on the phone if they're idle for 6 seconds or more, oh, like, are you still there? Yeah, that's obviously going to save you a lot of minutes. And the pause before speaking, so this is when the AI picks up the phone. You can, I'll say, have it between 0 and 1. I normally just have mine at 0, and I'd have the ring duration at maybe 4 or 5 seconds. You don't want it picking up the phone like instantly, but and then this is completely up to you, depending on how long your average calls are. So I'd say anywhere between 10 and 20 minutes, but it probably shouldn't be longer than 20 minutes. And I would also enable transcripts. So obviously the prompt that I give you, like it's going to give you like you have to test it a couple of times, maybe test it in your business a couple of times, and then see where it might go wrong, or see where you want it to perform better. To come over to actions, the SMS action is after the call. So you want to come to obviously send SMS, then click the SMS action that we built out earlier in obviously that action there. And let's say you have any other actions. So before the call, you could, have a custom action, or during the call, you can. This is if what I said about if you wanted to book over the phone, you obviously click real time booking, call transfer, another custom action, and then obviously here we have the send SMS or the information extractor. Well, come to deployment as well. This is where you're actually going to put your number in, and you're obviously going to have to do this. You obviously have to have a number, don't you? So, and then the only thing we have left after this is to go over the calls and to go over the prompt a little bit, and then test this agent. So calls, this is basically where you can go through all your calls, like go over the transcripts. Obviously all you need to put in is like company name and like stuff that you sell, and you can obviously just go through this. So I've got through a few objection handling stuff here. It's also trained in sales. I mean, this AI agent is just going to try and book the person on the phone to an appointment. So only thing we have left now is to actually test this. I'm going to test it now. As you can see, this is now calling me. So,
Hey, you've called the Climate Control Pros. How may I assist you today?
oh hey, I was just wondering what services you might offer.
There. We offer a range of HVAC services, including AC repair, furnace installation, preventative maintenance, and indoor air quality solutions. Anything specific you're curious about or need help with?
Yeah, I'm going to need an AC installation. Could you tell me how much that's going to be?
Sure thing. A full AC system installation typically ranges from 3,000 to 6,500 pounds, depending on the specifics of your home or business needs. Would you like to schedule a free inspection to get a more accurate quote?
Well, I've actually been looking at other prices, and there's some, that are a bit cheaper than that. So how do I know you guys are, better than these, and it's going to be done correctly?
I totally get where you're coming from. While some options might be cheaper up front, our focus is on quality and long-term savings. Our installations are energy efficient and reliable, which can save you money over time. Plus, we offer a free inspection to give you a detailed assessment and quote. How about we set that up for you?
Yeah, before that, but my old system is working all right at the moment. So could I just keep with that?
It's great that your system is still running. However, older systems can be less efficient and might surprise you with breakdowns. A free inspection could help spot any potential issues early on. Would you like to schedule one just to be safe?
Yeah, I think we should schedule that appointment.
Awesome. Let's get that set up for you. I'll send you a text to finalize the details. Keep an eye out for it, and we'll take it from there.
Cheers, bye. as you can see, it's sent me the SMS and it handled the objections really well. So if you actually want these prompts, it's in the first or the second link in the description. If you want this set up for your HVAC business, all personalized, then just book a call with me below and I can see how I can help you. But I hope you've got value from this video. I hope you can set up your AI agents with this, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Today I'm going to be showing you how you can build a voice AI agent for a plumbing business. So this could either be obviously for your business if you're a plumber, or your client's business. So to start off with, I normally build out these agents in Synthflow. I think Synthflow is the best voice AI agent in my opinion. But they offer a series of plans. So I just, just to show you guys demos, I bought the 50-minute plan. But you can also buy a plan that's $450, that's 2,000 minutes. And then another one, I think that's $900, which is 4,000 minutes. And then a $1,400 a month package. And then you get, I think it's 6,000 or 8,000 minutes, somewhere around there. But obviously that would just depend on how many minutes you use per client or, for yourself. But yeah, I normally obviously build these out in Synthflow, and I'm going to be showing you how you can use these parts here and just going through a little demo. And then I'm actually going to be building out an agent with you. I'm going to be giving you a prompt. So all you need to do is obviously put your services in, or either your business name, just little stuff like that, and you should have your AI agent set up. And I'll be going through obviously the process of creating the agent. But first, obviously here is where you create the agent. I'm not going to create the agent just yet because I need to go down some of these. But yeah, and then we have the knowledge base, and this is where you're going to put, like, say your services are, let's say you're a plumbing service and you solve leaks behind a toilet, something like that for, let's say, I don't know, £50 or $50 or $200 or however much you charge. You can put that in here, but the prompt I give you, it should be fine. You won't need a knowledge base. But yeah, if you were to use one, it gives it like structures here. It gives the AI context basically, and it can give it accurate information. So next we have actions, and let's say as I don't know if you have an agency, if you would do this for clients, or if you're a plumber, if you use Go High Level or Cal.com as your where you book into your calendar, then you can integrate it here. And what that'll do is when the AI on the phone detects that the person wants to obviously book a call or book an appointment with you, then it will look into your calendar and then suggest the time for that person on the phone, and then they can book it into your calendar. And if it's outside your calendar, let's say your time is maybe 9 to 5, something like that. If someone wants to book for 6 p.m., say we don't have any availability in that time, and it should give them like the times that you do have. So you'll just come to cal.com. I don't use cal.com, but you'll input your API key, or you can just go into Go High Level. You'll sign into your Go High Level account through here, and then just choose your calendar. And that's just really easy. We've got call transfer. So if someone wanted to directly just speak to you, you press create and then put your phone number in, validate it, and you're good to go. We also have the information extractor. So let's say you want your AI agent to maybe call up leads, or when someone calls that number with your AI agent on, then you want them to get the first name in the email and then maybe send it to a webhook and do something with that information later on. You could do that, and you'll just come to the information extractor. You'll come to create, and the stuff obviously that I just said, like I already have it there. So first name, last name, user email, appointment information, and obviously just what you would need to extract maybe from a call. We've also got yes and no questions. I don't normally use a single choice, but now for the send a SMS, let's say you don't use Go High Level or you don't use any of that, and let's say you just want the person to just directly book into your calendar through for a booking link, and instead of over the phone, then you could just come to the send SMS action, come to create, and then just copy this here. And obviously don't copy the SMS content because, but you're going to obviously put your booking link, and then under what condition you want to say the user, never say like the customer or anything like that. Always say if the user says they want to book an appointment, and you can just keep it simple like that and save that. And shop custom actions. So if you wanted to, have a webhook connect it to something else, obviously you can connect it to a webhook or whatever you're hooking it to, whatever the endpoint URL is and the API is. I'm not going to go over workflows, but in contacts, this is what you can also create contacts here. So you could just manually add in the contacts by typing obviously the first name, last name, phone number, tags just to separate leads and organize leads, and then their email as well. But let's say you do have Go High Level, you could just import your contacts here from High Level, or let's say you have your leads in a Google Sheets or an Airtable or an Excel. You would just save that as a CSV and then import it, and then I'll just come to here, and then you would just click on one of these and then import your CSV into there. Then we have phone numbers, and with the phone numbers, they only have US phone numbers, Australian phone numbers, and Canadian phone numbers. And as you can see here, but let's say you wanted with the SMS, sending the booking through SMS. I don't think you can use an Australian number because I don't believe they're SMS capable. Just let it load for a second. Yeah, they don't have. I mean, you have to have an address requirement as well. So if you're in the US, it's really easy. But if you wanted to integrate another number, so let's say you're in the UK or you're outside of them countries there, you would come to integrations and you need to get an app called Twilio. And on Twilio, you can buy phone numbers from like the UK that are SMS capable. You can probably buy Australian numbers off Twilio as well that are SMS capable if you wanted to use that SMS action there. But and then you'll just come to Twilio here, and then I think it should be in your account dashboard or in your one of them settings. But you would copy and paste the account SID into here, and then your auth token as well into here. So now we've got that. Let's actually build the inbound agent for your plumbing business. So this is the prompt that I've given you guys. So you're an AI sales agent and appointment setter for a plumbing company, and you would obviously just put your plumbing company and information here. And I've also give this, objectives that the AI needs to be having at every interaction. So figure out what plumbing service the customer is looking for, provide helpful information about our services, and then obviously you're just going to input your services, the prices of the services. I already have a prompt input, so I don't need to go and fill all this out. But yeah, that's what prompt we're going to be using. So you come to create agent, and then obviously I've got an inbound agent here, and then dashboard. This is just track all your minutes and all that stuff. And in configure, this is where you're gonna have the settings for your agent, and I'll go over that in a second. So the agent name doesn't really matter, but I'll just call this plumbing agent. And then the image also doesn't matter. You're going to want to keep this at version 2.0, and the AI model, just keep it as what it's recommended as. It's going to reply quick. It's going to, have enough information when it provides obviously information to customers. Time zone, this matters if you're obviously booking directly into your calendar with the AI. And obviously, you're just going to pick your time zone there. Obviously in the UK, so I'll pick your London words. So this doesn't really matter unless you have hashtags. And that's to obviously show information in your prompt, and it's an instruction. So, and you obviously don't want it to say hashtag or asterisk or hash or anything like that. And you can use realistic filler words as well. So you can have the AI agent say or and actually make it seem like it's a real human on the phone. But never mind. It's a bit slow sometimes. I'm not gonna lie. But then we could come over to voice, and you could pick your language here, and they've got loads of different languages. These aren't as quick because obviously they're in beta, but all of the languages that I've used here, I've only really used English, and I've used Norwegian as well. But the English one is quick, and I've managed to change stuff around with my Norwegian agent, and it has made it a lot quicker. So we also have voices as well, and you can just pick from like voices here. Obviously, this is mine. This is a voice I imported through 11 Labs, so I'm not going to be using that. But let's use Daniel, which is basically me. But let's use him. Doesn't sound much like me, but we'll choose him anyway. But we also have patience level, and always keep this at 1 second. Never have it a medium or high. Always have it low at 1 second. So you're going to want it to have rapid exchanges. You don't want it to be pausing for like 3 to 5 seconds and for it to speak, because then people are just going to get annoyed, and then they just automatically assume that they're speaking to an AI. So I normally just keep these settings the same. The only one I'd say you can change is the latency, and that's if the higher the latency, the quicker the AI is going to respond, but it's not going to follow your prompt to a T. So obviously, I'll give you framework here. You don't have to use the prompt that I'm giving you, but it's going to help you. But let's say you have specific instructions for your AI agent. You're going to want to keep the latency as 0 because it's going to then keep to your prompt to a T and not miss out any like important SOPs that you have or anything like that. I don't really mess around with like voice prompts or anything like that. But the call configuration, it's up to you. So this can remove background noise. It depends, what sort of environment are you. I don't really know what environment your AI agent will be in, but the idle duration, I'd have 15 seconds, or you could have this maybe a bit shorter because obviously you're paying for minutes. And you don't want someone just to be idle on the phone, not saying anything. But after 4 seconds, I'd say keep this between 4 and 6 seconds. After 6 seconds or after 4 seconds or whatever, the AI is going to remind the person on the phone that if I haven't spoken within this time frame, oh, hey, you're still there, is everything still good? Then after, obviously, they don't reply for another, to the 15 seconds, and then obviously the AI will just hang up. But also the pause before speaking, I'll have that at 0 seconds, and the ring duration to make it seem like it's an actual, not an AI just on the phone to the person. I say have that for maybe 5 or 6 seconds. You don't want it to call and then it literally instantly answers. And the the call duration, that's completely up to you, depending on how long your calls are going to be. So now the only thing I have to go over is actually testing this agent. Okay, so before we actually test this agent, I need to go over some actions. So obviously the action with the SMS. Let's say you didn't want to, book it over the phone. You want to send the SMS. You literally just come to add action, and this is after the call, and then click this, and then it adds the action. And then deployment as well. So you want to have obviously the number that you've either bought through Synthflow or in Twilio. You want to put that phone number in here. So when it loads, I'll obviously put that in there, and then I'll just test the agent. So as you can see, this agent is now calling me, and
Hey, you've called to Aquaflow Plumbing. How may I assist you today?
oh hey, I was just calling up because I was wondering what services you offer.
Hey there. We offer a range of services including leak detection, drain cleaning, water heater repair and installation, toilet and sink repairs, full bathroom installations, and emergency callouts. Is there something specific you're dealing with?
Yeah, could you give me the prices on that?
Sure thing. Leak detection ranges from 80 to 200 pounds. Drain cleaning is between 95 and 300 pounds. Water heater installations are 550 to 1,200 pounds. Toilet or sink repairs cost 70 to 200 pounds. And a full bathroom install is 3,000 to 6,500 pounds. Emergency callouts have a flat fee of 95 pounds. Anything in particular you're interested in?
Yeah, I actually have a leak behind my toilet, but you said that would be between 70 and 200 pounds. It's a pretty bad leak, so do you reckon that would be on the higher end?
If it's a significant leak, it might lean towards the higher end. But don't worry, we can do a free inspection to assess the situation and give you an accurate quote. How does that sound?
Yeah, that does sound good, but I think I might be able to fix it myself.
I totally get that. But sometimes DIY fixes can miss the root cause, which might lead to bigger issues later. Our free inspection will give you a clear picture of what's going on. Would you like to schedule one?
So that's it for all the testing today, guys. I hope you got value from this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Today I'm going to be showing you how you can build a voice AI agent for a solar business. So this agent is going to be able to pick up the phone, it's going to be able to book you more appointments or client more appointments, whatever you're using this for, whether it's for yourself or for a client. And I'm actually going to be building this out in Synthflow. I think Synthflow is definitely the best in my opinion for voice AI, the best that I've used anyway, and they offer loads of different plans. So a startup plan at $29 a month, and then I believe it's like a growth or pro plan, another plan which is $450 a month, and you get 2,000 minutes. And then you got another plan which is $900 a month. I believe that's the growth plan, and then that is you get 4,000 minutes and loads of other stuff. Actually, I think I should come over to here and actually show you what you get. So obviously 2,000 minutes, and if you get 1 extra minutes, it's 13 cents an hour. And obviously, the more you pay, the less it is. But then you can just maybe pause this and go through what they have, and if that all looks good for you. But main thing I'm going to be showing you is how you can use these on the side, and actually how you can build out an agent. And I'm going to be giving you a free prompt as well. That should be one of the first or second link in the description. So start off with, I'm not just going to go over the agent just yet, but this is obviously where you build out your agents. You can press create agent, but I'll do that in a sec. But then we have the knowledge base, and this is information around your business. So obviously that says here, but let's say in my prompts, you probably won't need a knowledge base because it's already, I already have stuff around what you're going to sell, and like the services and like price and stuff like that. But let's say there isn't something in here that you need to add into your business. It's always just a good thing to put your web pages in here, and the AI will then scrape them pages and get any information that is on there. So then we have the actions, and let's say you have a calendar through cow.com or Go High Level, which is a bit more popular. All you'll do is input your API key here, and then obviously press connect, and then you connect to your cow.com account. Or you can connect your Go High Level account. There should be a bit to sign in, like around here, and you just choose your calendar. And what this is going to do is the AI on the phone can then look into your calendar. I've used stuff in the past like Vappy, and then you have to connect it to external automations to actually get it to look down the calendar. It's just a lot easier to use Synthflow, because then obviously you can just connect this, and then you don't need to actually, or that's all you need to connect. You don't need to connect any external automations after that. All you do is just choose your calendar, and the AI will recognize obviously the times that you have in your calendar. If someone wants to book outside that time, it will tell them that there isn't any availability then, and it should give the person on the phone availability for what you have inside of your calendar. Then we also have call transfer. So let's say someone wants to speak directly to you, or needs to transfer for a reason. You literally just put the phone number in here and then click validate. And then we have the information extractor. So let's say you wanted to get the lead's first name or their last name, or this was obviously for like a garage or a mechanic, the vehicle details, or just anything around like solar. If the person wanted a certain, like this certain battery putting in, or if they wanted just anything around solar basically, or if you wanted to send it to a webhook after you got the appointment information, and yeah, just stuff like that. And what you're going to do is come to create, and stuff like email and the appointment information, it's an open question, and then you'll click that, and then you'll give the AI examples of what answers are going to be, and then you can have yes or no answers. So did the user book an appointment? And that's a yes or no answer. We also have a send SMS action here, and this can be very useful, because let's say you didn't want to use the booking over the phone. Let's say you wanted to send an SMS with your booking link. You would literally come to send SMS, and then SMS content, you could copy this, but obviously you'd put your link here, and then just you want to say if the user says they want to book an appointment, just keep it simple like that, because if you use like customer or anything like that, the AI recognizes it, and the simpler prompting recognizes it to say user. So just use user. And we have custom actions as well. Let's say you want to, I don't really play around with this too much, unless if I'm sending webhooks or anything like that. But then we have workflows, and if you come to create workflow, you could either build yours from scratch, or you can use the presets that they have. So this could be a very a good one. Let's say you run an offer where obviously this is outbound, but you run an offer where you target, I don't know, you have ads, and then you have a qualifying form on there, and then after a AI calls them, you could have that automation already set up for you there, and you can have receive calls. So that's how, if you just wanted to receive calls inbound, you don't have to have this, but this is obviously just a workflow. And obviously here, basically, I'm not going to go over adding stuff in here, but what to break down what this does is obviously going to receive the call, and then it's going to end the call reason, and it will either be the human said goodbye, the human dropped the call, or the AI said goodbye as otherwise. And then what it will do from here is then insert this into a Google Sheets. So let's say you have a Google Sheets, you wanted to after every call, see what happened, or why someone dropped the call or anything like that. It will then input it into this Google Sheets row, and that's just a nice little workflow to have maybe. Then we also have contacts, so you can either create manually contacts. So obviously you would put the lead's first name, their last name, their phone number, any tags just to separate them and organize them, and then the email as well. Or let's say you do have a go high level, if you're an agency or you're a solo business and you do have go high level, then you'd click go from go high level and then obviously pick the contacts, but you would need to sync it as well, or you can import it from a CSV. So let's say you have, like, with that automation there, it puts it into the Google Sheets. You could then download that Google Sheets as a CSV and then import it into here, and then have all your leads here. And we also have phone numbers as well. You can buy phone numbers inside of Synthflow, but you can only buy US, Australian, and Canadian numbers. I think the US numbers are SMS capable, but I don't think the Australian numbers are SMS capable. I don't think they are, and then you have to have an address requirement as well. But also in Canada, the Canadian numbers, sorry, I think they are, yeah, they're like the US numbers, where you don't have to have address requirement, and they're also SMS as well. But don't worry, because if you have a phone, if you're not from these countries and you target businesses, or your solar business in the UK, then, or outside of that, you can just download an app called Twilio, and you can get phone numbers from there for really cheap, like $1 a month or $2 a month, like just dead cheap. Then you would integrate it into here, and then obviously connect your phone number that way. But obviously you have to have a phone number with this agent for it to actually work. But you have to input your account SID. You just copy paste that into there, and then your auth token. It should be in your dashboard. And also another important one is 11 Labs. If you want to, have a certain accent, let's say a like Norwegian accent or whatever that, and they probably don't have it in Synthflow. I think they only have like Australian accents and American accents and English accents. So you could come into 11 Labs and obviously put your API key in, connect it, and then create a voice in 11 Labs with that accent. Now I'm actually going to build out the agent with you. I've gone over all the settings now, and I'm going to build out this agent. So you come to this dashboard, is obviously where you're going to have all of your your minutes of your calls, and just calls in general, and the actions, and how many actions have been taken, and the analysis as well. And you want to come to configure, and inside configure, you're going to have settings of general settings, voice settings, and call configuration settings. And I'll just call this agent Solar Agent. And you want to have version 2.0. You want to keep the AI model as the exact same as the recommended. Time zone, you would obviously input your time zone in here. I'm in the UK, so I'm going to use London. Knowledge base, if you've got any knowledge bases, then you'll click add knowledge base and then create a knowledge base. I don't really play around with custom vocabulary, but you can add business terms, stuff in there. Filter words. So sometimes we're prompting, if you use a hashtag, then that's an instruction for the prompt. And you don't want the AI to say hashtag and then start speaking. And then we also have use realistic filler words. So this is going to make the AI say stuff like and use just filler words like that. We also have voice settings as well. So like earlier, I was on about the 11 Labs, but you can go through the voices that Synthflow offer, and you could maybe pick one. I'm not a massive fan of that. You don't want it to sound bad. We'll choose Laura, but let it load, and then you want the patience level to be low at 1 second. You want it to reply practically instantly, or as fast as it can. Keep the stability the same. All of this I normally keep the same. And then optimize latency. So if you have it higher, let's say you need to have the prompt to a T. Obviously, I'm going to give you a prompt in a second when on the next step. But let's say you want to change a bit of stuff around my prompt, and you have certain instructions that you need the AI to undergo. Then you're going to want to keep this lower, because it will then it's not going to, it might not reply as quickly or whatever, but it's going to keep your prompt to a T. If you have the higher you have it, it'll reply quicker, but it doesn't keep it to a T with your with your prompts in, and it might not follow the instructions 100% of the time, but when it's a lot lower, it's more likely to follow the instructions than if it was higher. But we also have core configuration as well. And this is the last settings we need to configure inside your agents. And idle duration. So this is when the agent will disconnect. So let's say the person on the phone, they haven't spoken for 15 seconds, then they'll obviously put down the phone. You're obviously paying for minutes as well. So it's important that you have that in. And then before, obviously, the 15 seconds, you could have idle reminders. So after 5 seconds, AI will say, or 4 to 6 seconds, I'd say, it would say something like, "Oh, hey, you're still there," just to obviously make sure they're still there. And then if they don't reply back after 10 seconds, then the AI will end the call. But the pause before speaking on only have a 0 seconds. The ring duration you want to keep between 4 and 6 seconds again, and then the call duration it's completely up to you. But I'd also keep the transcripts on because let's say use it in your business and you might want to make these prompts better. So you can just always go over the transcripts again and see how you can make your agent better. Then we have the prompting section. So in the link in the description, I have a full prompt here. So just stuff around your business. You have the company information. So you'd obviously put your company name there, services. Just I got a little objectives that they've got to have, and then some objections as well that this can handle. So I'm getting other quotes, or what about just stuff like this, and the AI can then it's also trained in sales. So the main thing this AI is going to do is just book more appointments. And you could, once you put in all your placeholders here, you'd come to back to here, edit prompt, and then you'll just paste it into this section here. And then you also have a greeting message. So you could even copy that. Hey, you've called or hey, you've called, and then your business name. How can I assist you today? This is an important section now. So actions, and then you want to have this after the call. So the send SMS action that we went over earlier, or any other actions that you have, you're going to add them into this actions section here. So we're going to add this SMS action that's going to send the booking link when the user wants to book an appointment. You can also add the information extractor here with the emails and the stuff like that. And during the call, if you wanted to have it book over the phone, then you would pick this setting, and obviously you already have your calendar integrated into here. Then you can have the call transfer as well to another number. And then before the call, if you've got a custom action, then you can add that, and then also join the call as well. And the only really last thing we have to go over is the deployment now. So if you have a webhook, you can enter the URL for your webhook and then put that in there, and then you can initialize that, and then it will validate it. And you want to have the number that you've just bought or you've just integrated. You're going to go to obviously the phone numbers section, press change, and then input that there. And the only thing left now is to actually test this agent on the phone. So as you can see, this agent is now calling me.
Hey, you've called to SunPower Solutions. How may I assist you today?
Oh, hey, I was just wondering what services you offer because I might need a new installation for some solar roofing. How much would that cost me?
Hey there, we offer a roof and solar combo installation, which ranges from 11,000 to 19,000 pounds after incentives. It's a great way to boost your home's energy efficiency and value. Would you like more details or maybe set up a free consultation?
Well, how would that, improve my value of my house?
Great question. Installing solar panels can increase your home's value by making it more energy efficient and attractive to eco-conscious buyers. Plus, potential savings on electricity bills are a big draw. Curious about how much you could save?
Well, what about like at night time or winter time when there isn't as much sun on the roof? Like, will that affect my energy?
No worries there. Solar panels still work on cloudy days, and with solar battery storage, you can store excess energy for use at night or during winter. This way, you'll have a steady power supply year round. Interested in learning more about how it works?
Well, first, you said it was between 11,000, 19,000. How come you can't give me just an exact estimate now?
I get it. You'd like a clear number. The cost varies based on factors like your roof size and specific energy needs. That's why we offer a free consultation to give you an accurate estimate tailored just for you. Want to set one up?
Yeah, okay, let's book that appointment.
Awesome. I'll get that set up for you. You'll receive a text shortly with the appointment details. Looking forward to helping you go solar.
And there we have it. That was the call. I think that it handled the objections really well, and I think because it uses a GPT voice when if it doesn't have something in the prompt. So I asked it. I think it was how come it's between 11,000 and 19,000. That wasn't in the prompt. I didn't have it to object it because it's a GPT. It can then come up with solutions there and then. But anyway, I hope you got value from this video. Obviously, get your free prompt in the link in the description, and I'll see you in the next one.